name is Frank Christensen, and I'm the coordinator of officials for IFAF in Europe. This is the bullet training tape for kickoffs on crews of 6, 7, and 8. And keep in mind, this is the baseline. So it's up to you to add your own personal flavor, to add bullets to the lists. And with that said, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you find it useful. Regardless of how big the crew is, if we have deep wings on a kickoff, it's either going to be 6, 7, or 8 man crews, and they're always going to be lined up on the 45-yard line. And initially, the bullet number 1 is count team K, so count the kicking team, communicate with the umpire, obviously, that you have a good count. And then another thing that's important to stress pre-snap is who is by the coach who's going to have an option if the kick goes out of bounds. So, if the kick goes out of bounds, that means the black jerseys have an option. So that means the deep wing on the opposite side of the field, he is the one who is going straight to a coach to ask him his options. If we settle that or determine that pre-snap, it saves us valuable seconds after the play, and we don't have to do that thought process of, okay, who kicked, so who's receiving, so which captain do I need to, or which coach do I need to talk to. So that's a really good thing to do. And now with the radios, the O2Os, it's easy just to go on the radio and say, in this case, side judge has options. Side judge has options. That way, if the kick goes out of bounds, we already know the side judge is going straight to a coach. Second thing is be ready for the onside kick. Go through your onside kick pre-snap routine before every kickoff so that it doesn't surprise you when it happens. And then the last thing is, pre-snap, but also just as much as soon as the ball is kicked, the last bullet there is look for play side or clean up. So determine where the ball is going, and then figure out, am I going to be on the play side or am I going to have a cleanup role? And right now, while the ball is in the air, also look for black jerseys going across the grain or across the field. Those are the players that typically will end up with at least the potential for a blindside hit. So have a look at those while the ball is in the air, because right now nothing else interesting is going to happen. And then once the ball is in the air, also you can move a couple of steps, in this case towards the 50-yard line, which they do right there, a couple of steps maybe. But then as soon as the ball starts, as soon as they start the return, start moving back. So basically move the same way as the ball does. No reason at all to get too close to the ball or the returner. So start moving back, and then depending on the crew size, we'll either have 3, 4, or 5 officials up here sharing the load. But the thing about the deep wings is they're always looking outside in. So pick out the widest bunch of players and look at them. Second bullet there says blocks outside in, and that's really what we're trying to do is pick somebody on the outside and have a look at them, and then clean up. We're not looking at the runner. We're not concerned with the runner. We have colleagues dealing with that. So we're looking at blocks, and we're looking at cleanup. And then here it's a short return, so now the ball is dead. And right after the kick, always after a kick, doesn't matter who you are, we stop the clock, and then we go into dead ball officiating, dead ball coverage. And once the players kind of separate here, we can get into helping with ball relay if we need to do that, if it's on our sideline, and then get into position and get into your pre-snap routine for the next play. So here in play two, it's the same game, but now the black jersey team is kicking off, and again the deep wings are here on the 45. Obviously, if it's a six-man crew, one of the deep wings will be on the 35 and not the 45. But typically, in a seven or eight-man crew, the deep wings will be on the 45, and same principles apply here. We count the kicking team, communicate with the umpire that we're ready, making sure that we know who has the kick out of bounds coach, who has the options, who's talking options with the coach. In this situation here, it would be the field judge down here at the bottom of the screen. And then again, be ready for that onside kick. Every single kickoff, go through your onside kick mechanics or pre-snap routine, so it does not surprise you when it finally happens. And from personal experience, I can tell you it's hugely gratifying when they try to surprise you with an onside kick and you were 100% ready for it. And then again, we want to know as soon as we can if we're play side, if we're clean up. Just so that we know where to focus. And one of the real keys here is right now, as soon as the ball is in the air, we have a legal kick and nobody was offside. Have a look at the front or maybe even the second level of the return team to see if anybody's coming across for those potential blindside blocks. But other than that, as soon as the kick is off and we know where it's going, you can follow the kick for a step or two, but as soon as it starts coming back towards you, move back. You don't want to get too close. And then look at the blocks, outside in, start at the sideline basically and move your way in. As soon as you get to a place where opposing players are engaged, have a look at what's happening there. And then, clean up in front of the play. Again, we're not looking at the runner, so we're looking blocks and we're looking clean up. And as soon as the return ends or the play ends, right there, we go into dead ball focus. First bullet, stop the clock, always after kicks. And here we go. The field judge and side judge are doing a good job here. And right now we're dead ball coverage. We're dead ball officiating. We're cleaning up. And we're going to do that for as long as it takes for them to separate. And then if need be, if we're on that sideline, get into ball relay before you get ready for the next play.